The workout plan. I mentioned the analogies. It's 80% diet, 20% training, and abs are made in the kitchen earlier on, and said that they were bogus. Well, actually, there's some truth there. It's generally easier to cut calories by eating a little less than it is to exercise more. And unless you're a Tour de France cyclist, you're not going to get lean and lose fat by eating 5,000 calories per day. That said, training is critical too. It isn't just the calorie burn from exercise that matters, but the whole impact training has. For instance, training puts your body into a fat-burning state by ramping up your metabolism and making you create more hormones that are favorable for fat loss. Think of cutting calories as the weight loss aspect of your transformation, and training as the toning and shaping part. As I said earlier, the plan you'll be following is far removed from other weight loss plans where you mindlessly plod along on a treadmill every workout, or spend hours on the rower or bike. Typical cardio like this does burn calories, but it doesn't have any of the other benefits we just mentioned, and above all, it's boring. Therefore, we won't get you doing this. Here's what we will be doing instead. Weight training and HIIT. If you read the general introduction section, then you won't need much of a primer on these here, but as a quick recap, lifting weights won't make you big and bulky, but it will accelerate fat loss, kickstart your metabolism, give you shape, and ultimately get you better results. HIIT is a form of cardio where you alternate between very short periods of high-intensity work with longer, lower-intensity cardio. The theory behind this working so well for fat loss is that you get a greater metabolic boost, increase fitness, and burn more calories in less time. Plus, there's less chance of muscle wastage. With your program, we'll give you a few different options. You can choose to train anywhere from 2 to 6 times per week. Supplements that work. One of the most common questions I'm asked by women looking to lose fat and build an awesome body is, do I need supplements? In truth, you don't need supplements as your training and diet can account for at least 90% of your results. But as the name suggests, supplements can be used to supplement everything else and just give you that extra boost. Another myth is that females shouldn't take the same supplements as men or even use supplements in general. Again though, this is false. While some supplements work better for one gender than the other, on the whole, supplements are universal. While not essential, if you're looking for supplements to speed the process along, you can't go wrong with protein powder. As mentioned earlier, it can be tough getting in a higher protein intake from food alone, which means many women find protein powders useful. Look for a basic whey or casein protein as a way of upping your protein intake in a cheap, convenient, and tasty manner. Fish oils. Fish oils are a type of fat, and while that may sound counterproductive, the type of fat they contain, omega-3, has been associated with better heart health, reducing disease risk, and speeding up fat loss. Multivitamins. It can be difficult to get all the nutrients you need through diet alone, even if you eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. So a multivitamin helps to cover your bases and ensures you're getting everything you need. Vitamin D. This is often known as the sunshine vitamin, as your body makes vitamin D by synthesizing cholesterol in the skin when in contact with sunlight. As many of us live in areas where it's not sunny year-round, it makes sense to add a vitamin D supplement into your regime. Creatine. Though creatine is usually taken as a muscle-building supplement, it has some interesting benefits in terms of training performance and recovery. It might not be as applicable as the others here, but if you want to boost your workouts, you can take it without fear of bulking up. Caffeine. Not a regular coffee drinker? Then you might find a caffeine supplement pre-workout comes in useful. You can try other supplements, such as specialist recovery shakes, BCAAs, fat burners, or different vitamins, but with most, the rewards may not justify the costs, so stick with the basics above and you'll be fine. Just check with your doctor before you start taking any specific supplements. You made it this far, now what? So you made it to the end. Nice work. I sincerely hope you found this book useful. I realize it's a little different. Okay, very different to the majority of diet and exercise books out there that promote extreme tactics, advise cutting out food groups, performing hours and hours of cardio, or taking fat loss pills, powders, and shakes. The thing is, as we discussed at the beginning, any methods like that just don't work long term. Sure, you lose some weight in the beginning, but your mood drops, you get hungry, tired, lethargic, cravings go through the roof, and you become miserable. You can't go out with friends, you have to eat separately to your family, your performance at work and in the gym suffers. And if you stray from your diet even slightly, you feel immense, inconsolable guilt, which then leads you to binging, and soon enough, you're into that disastrous cycle of yo-yo dieting. I'm painting a bleak picture here, but this is what it's like for many women out there, and I don't want that for you. What can you expect going forward? A lot of the females I work with and who read this book ask me what they can expect in the coming weeks and months when following everything outlined here. Well, this is what the vast majority of women find. Week 1, your motivation levels are high and you're buzzing because you've finally found a plan that doesn't make you tired and miserable. Week 2, you're progressing well, but there's a little doubt in the back of your mind that the weight loss isn't as fast as it would be with a crash or detox diet. I say this to be 100% honest with you. As we said earlier, an extreme diet might result in 5 to 8 pounds of weight loss in the first 2 weeks, whereas here we're looking at between 2 and 5. Stick with it though. Any kind of weight loss at this stage is fantastic, especially when you consider you're not banning any foods and what you have lost is purely body fat, no muscle wastage or water loss. Week 4. You're loving it. You've lost another 2 to 3 pounds and can't believe dieting is this easy. You now see exactly why this way of doing things is so much better than a crash diet. Week 6. The weight loss is consistent every single week now, and you're getting compliments from friends, family, and colleagues. You've not had to turn down a single invite for a social event, and your clothes are fitting so much better. Week 8. You're amazed that you've stuck to the plan this long, as in times gone by, you'd have fallen off the wagon well before this point. Week 10. Bad news. New wardrobe time. Hey, it might be a little expensive, but you're noticing huge changes in your physique, and that calls for new clothes. Keep going and stick with it. From here on in, most women have achieved the body they want, as 10 weeks is enough to lose up to 20 pounds of pure body fat. If you want to lose more, blast extra fat, and tone up even further, then all you need to do is keep following the guidelines and you'll get there. If, however, you've reached the point you want to get to, it's simply a case of maintaining that. To do this, add an extra 200 to 300 calories onto what you've been eating to lose fat, and cut out a cardio session too. There's no need to eat and train to lose fat now, so you can make things even easier by increasing your calories slightly and doing a little less exercise. Let's be clear here. You may have a few ups and downs, and it won't always be smooth sailing. I'm not saying you'll never want to go over your calories. You won't always hit your protein intake, and there might be times when you get home late from work and don't make it to the gym. But that's okay. Just think, if someone who was 100 pounds overweight ate one healthy meal and went for a jog, they wouldn't suddenly lose all that body fat and supercharge their fitness, would they? It's the same with you. 1 or 2 bad days and a couple of missed workouts don't mean you've lost all your progress. This is all about getting into healthy, sustainable habits and being consistently good, not perfect. I'd rather you were 80% good 100% of the time than tried to be perfect 24/7, then felt overwhelmed and crumbled. It's a hard concept to grasp, especially when the mainstream media and fitness gurus often tell you that dieting has to be all about sacrifice and training has to be hardcore, but it really doesn't. I promise you, if you follow the practices in here, stay consistent, and keep accountable, you'll get to exactly where you want to be. Work hard and stay on track, but be kind to yourself, and for the first time ever, you can have fun while losing weight.